Welcome back to IGN Live at Comic-Con, presented by the all-new LG G4. I'm Max Scoville. Joining me, Brian Altano.
Hey.
And Corey from Nintendo Treehouse.
Howdy.
Howdy.
You have Super Mario Maker with you.
We brought it.
And did you make us some Mario?
We made a level just for you guys.
You did?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, this game was a huge hit at E3.
Yeah. Before we get into that, I just want to say, if you're following us on Twitter, you should be. We're at IGN, hashtag IGN Live. Tweet us questions. We'll try to answer them. Super Mario Maker. We saw it at E3. What's up?
When we got back from E3, we decided to make a new level. I don't know, anything you're seeing right now?
Did you guys remake a palace from Zelda 2?
You took absolutely no time. I thought you were going to take a little bit longer.
No, man, no. This is my language right here. That's awesome.
So yeah, after E3, we just got back to Treehouse, and I was like, walked over to a coworker's desk, and he was making a level. I'm like, dude, like, is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I'm like, we should totally like show that off. He took the original palace of the first palace you go to in Zelda 2. The Adventure of Link as inspiration. And things vary very quickly once you get going, but he kind of just took that idea and made a Super Mario Maker level out of it.
So let me ask you a question. You have this in your office. How do any of you get anything done?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what my next.
Or do you not have to? Is this your job?
No, we certainly. All we do is we're playing Super Mario Maker. But it's just so fun that like. It's always something surprising whenever we go to somebody's desk, like they've got some like new idea that they want to show off. And for me, getting inspiration, we're in the Super Mario 3 skin right here, so you see Bowser pouncing on you. But for me, like I've been kind of working on this game a little bit for over a year, and I'm constantly seeing new things, and it's like both frightening and it makes me feel like I'm not doing my job because I don't know the game all the way.
Now, if for some reason you live in a bubble and it's your first time seeing Super Mario Maker, obviously it is not necessarily just a sequel to Super Mario, but it's more than that. It's a game where you can make your own Mario levels in multiple different Mario art styles. And one of the cool things we saw there was the warp pipes inside the levels sort of act as portals from area to area. So you can have a kind of an area at the beginning that leaps you into something that's completely different.
Yeah, and before we hop into this next level, I wanted to show you. We talked about at E3 a little bit how you can play levels from players all around the world. We're actually online right now, and we see this level that someone created.
His name is Doug.
Fit for a King. Oh, Doug created the level. But what's cool is in the bottom left, you can see the clear rate, and this is actually E3 data that we got. So we had the game online at E3, and it was played 501 times and completed 42 times.
Oh, so this is a hard level.
It's a hard level, and that's how difficulty is determined whenever you play levels online. So you can, that level that we just played, Palace Remix, you could upload it to the internet, but then when people are playing it, dynamically it determines the difficulty.
Now, I think one of my favorite things I've heard about this is that in order for someone to upload a level, they have to beat it themselves, which is, I think, that is such a simple solution to people being like, hey, here's a pit you're going to fall in.
Right, exactly.
I made a torture box.
You can be a troll, but you've got to at least beat your own level.
You got to be good at it,
So we just turned into Costume Mario. So
I love
this is one of the Amiibo. When the creator of this course tapped in a Bowser Amiibo, and that's how we got Bowser, the Bowser costume in here. You're seeing Miiverse messages pop up in the course as well that users who played the level have actually placed in there. Oh, you've never been able to do that before.
So now the Amiibo stuff, wow, I would not have guessed that would have gone that way. The Amiibo stuff we're seeing, do they sort of have the same physics and kind of properties as Mario does, right?
Yeah, so when Mario turned into the Bowser costume again here, he still takes on the attributes of Super Mario.
So cute.
And
he really is cute.
But the sound effects are actually unique to the character. So you get like Bowser sound effects, or we showed off a Link level at E3 where Link, the sound effects of like dying or completing the level are from Legend of Zelda. So it's a really cool aesthetic touch. There's unique animations for every Amiibo, and there's going to be many different mystery mushroom compatibility with the game.
So now we're starting to see a little more specifically why almost nobody finished this level, because this is getting insane.
Yeah,
what is he doing? Why is he?
Oh, nicely done.
Wow.
So we should hear the Bowser's music here. That was on one try too.
Bowser
really
just
impressed.
killed himself. That was
Video games are
really
weird,
dark. Man, I don't think anyone thought about that. Okay, so we got that course clear banner.
Yeah, and one cool thing here, when you do play online, you'll be able to leave comments. You can star a course if you really like it. That gives kind of feedback back to the creator, and that's actually going to make the creator of that course appear higher in the rankings because there's a menu in the game where it ranks all of the makers.
Sure, and we've got this thing at the bottom. It's sort of related links. Like if you like this article, you might also like dying on this level.
Right, and so you don't actually have to go back to another menu. It's just like continuous play.
Yeah.
Which is kind of daunting at the same time, because for me, when I play games like Super Mario 3D World, I complete games all the way through 100%.
Well,
you're never going to beat this game.
You will never do that.
Don't tell me that. Like, I might.
There's no end to this.
I don't think. So how is that populated down at the bottom there? Was that your friends list, or that was just sort of like similar levels? Like, is there an algorithm?
There's an algorithm down there, so it's hopefully not going to be recommending an absolutely impossible level if you want to play easy levels. So if you had just played a level that was like super duper easy, it's going to hopefully recommend levels that are in that same range. Now, we just entered the creator or the maker side, because again, Super Mario Maker lets you play from a near infinite number of courses, but you can also just make your own. So Rob's playing what looks like a version of 1-1 right now.
Yeah,
but he's
friendly and inviting and normal looking, and he's about to make it psychotic.
Yeah, and we're showing a little bit of the different themes that you can switch between. So you've got 4 different themes: original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, and new Super Mario Bros. U. There's a wiggler.
So now we saw that entire inventory screen there. I saw some empty spaces. Will you be able to unlock stuff?
Those empty spaces that you saw on that menu, so you just saw 5 rows, that's the complete set of tools in the game.
Got it.
That bottom row is actually for customization. So if you wanted to like customize your own row, so you could do that.
Sort of like your
row.
favorites or whatever.
Yeah, a favorite row.
So one of the things I really enjoy about this game is that you can be really mean to put anything you want inside of a question block, which we saw him putting in enemies instead of.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's a very cruel trick to do to your friends.
A handful of spring snakes.
And then also dragging power-ups onto things, shaking them makes them angry or changes their properties.
Yeah, he just shook a shoe Goomba, and that became a stiletto Goomba that wears a heel.
Ooh la la.
Just like when you shake a regular shoe and it becomes a stiletto. So yeah, tons of different items here, and the cool thing we're seeing is that there's sort of a language for each game, right? But some of them didn't really have things that other games didn't. Like we never saw the Wiggler in the original Mario Brothers, but now he's here, right? That's a character we didn't really see until Super Mario World, so we got to see an 8-bit version of him for the first time.
Exactly. And there's also, again, like
is that a flying shoe? What is happening?
Yeah, so he put wings on the stiletto, and now he's flying in the stiletto.
I love that the incredible surreal nature of Mario has become so accepted that it can become like this meta surreal. You killed a flying turtle, but now the shoe has wings. That doesn't make sense.
And again, we're seeing the pipe, how it connects to levels. So a lot of people at E3 asked us, like, well, how long can you make a level?
Yeah.
And there's many different like screens you can, like the length of it, you can drag it all the way to the right and make it really long. But on top of that, if you do give it a sub area,
sure.
Like we're underground right now. You could actually make the underground area water level if you wanted to. So your top layer of the level is all above ground, and then the underground part through the pipe is underwater.
And now, like, the great thing about this is that he's making this level and testing it on the fly. He's not backing out and starting from scratch. You can kind of just play things as you go, right?
And there's no loading. I
Right.
think that's really fun for me, is that it just makes it a lot more accessible to edit, because in the beginning, I think we had a conversation earlier about you saying, like, when you play games that let you create, you kind of feel maybe over, I don't know if overwhelmed.
No,
but
it's totally overwhelmed. Like, and
Right.
there's a lot of games where I come home from work and like the last thing I want to do is kind of futz around with the character creator or a level-based thing. It takes a long time. It's very cumbersome. But this is very quick and hands-on. You've got the touchscreen. It's super intuitive, just hopping in there and actually physically drawing out levels, which is something I used to do when I was a kid.
Right, and it's the same thing that you did as a kid. You're still just basically drawing on the gamepad with the stylus, and it's that simple.
There's no learning curve in terms of the basic.
Like, look at this. He just made this nightmare room that you have to swim through. Like,
so
and
maybe,
we've got these conveyor belts up
maybe
here.
you shouldn't go down that pipe, right?
Don't touch that. That was not a power-up.
Don't go in there.
It's a Ricky
like the
move to think that that electric squid was a mushroom.
And yeah, some of the items are actually brand new. That's actually, for fans of Mario, that's a one-way wall. So if you go up that wall, you cannot go down, right? The only way he could go down is by going to
One-way
that right
wall
side.
is my favorite Mario character.
I mean, the item. My bad.
Yeah, so this is what I really enjoy about this is the idea that people will be making Mario levels constantly. But where does that kind of put Nintendo, right? I mean, they're sort of empowering their audience to make Mario levels forever. I mean, does Nintendo have any plan to sort of call on game designers within them to kind of say, hey, make some cool stuff in Mario, or maybe reach out to another third-party developer who's been making video games?
You mean for like a Super Mario game,
Yeah.
or just for like within?
I mean,
Super Mario Maker?
for Mario Maker specifically, I'd love to see like legendary game designers working on levels for it.
That would be really, really cool. I know we definitely are interested in seeing, like, I think what's been, I guess, the most fascinating is that we've been creating levels. We create a lot of levels for E3, Nintendo,
Right.
various departments that aren't game designers. It's just people in the art department, or like people in Treehouse, or like people that aren't video game developers. So I cannot wait for the game to come out to just see where that creativity from
Speaking of which,
game developers or you guys.
When does Mario Maker come out?
Super Mario Maker will be out the 11th of September.
Sweet.
It comes with a sweet idea book as well, which is filled with like ideas that you can then kind of like get inspiration from. And
That's
then,
fantastic, and that is a game that will keep on giving. Corey, thank you so much for showing that off. Brian, thank you for doing that thing you do where you freak out about Nintendo stuff. That's
I
always
just
fun.
get so excited.
We're going to be doing lots more stuff, freaking out about all sorts of things right here at Comic-Con, so stay tuned.